Wild Eye Week Day 6. We are talking today about Deadly Reunion. Before I get started, I want to thank Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies for having Wild Eye Week, sponsored by Bronco Juggalo, and also to everybody that's doing these. These are an absolute blast. You guys have been making some killer videos. Very impressive. This is a 2018 release from Wild Eye Distribution. I do believe the film came out in 2016 or was produced during that time. There is the back here of the film. Terror Loves Company. So let's get into this one a little bit. So what you have here is you have friends from high school that are reuniting at a home for a 10-year reunion. And when they get there, everybody starts catching up, reminiscing, having a great time. And then they start to get these text messages. And they're odd because they're coming from an unknown number. So people are like, who the hell is this? Who's texting me? So of course they keep accusing each other because the texts really are not that pleasant. And essentially what starts to happen then at that point is, they start getting more messages and whatnot saying, take a shot, of the drink and see what happens, essentially. And then people start to get picked off one by one. Then more games start to occur. There's another game where once someone has passed, they have to do something to that person. They have to do something cannibalistic to that person. And these games just keep playing by the friends that are there at the high school, or from the high school, from the college. Actually, they're from college, now that I think about it. And the plot thickens, and all of these different types of games are being assigned to them. And it's from an unknown source. They have no idea who it is. And so then all of a sudden, after they get there and everything's kosher, and they're going through all of these games from this mysterious host, they've got to hide their phones and whatnot. Things just start to get worse, and they start putting the blame on each other. And then in the final game, one of the final games, they have to take a shot of hallucinogens. And it's either going to be you drink a hallucinogen, one of you is going to have cyanide, which is going to kill you. And they have to do this. They're not allowed to leave the house. If they leave the house, they die. So it's very interesting, the setup of the film. And that's the premise. They have to find a way to survive through all of these crazy games, almost Saw-ish in a way, but a little bit more subtler approach. So let me give you my thoughts on this one. I loved this movie. I thought the premise was absolutely fantastic. I thought the acting, although at some parts it was a little bit overbearing in the beginning, once it settled down, it was really, really good. Really good acting. And a lot of people like to discuss the ending of the film, what their thoughts are on it. I thought the ending was somewhat predictable. This is why I didn't talk about some of the cast, some of the characters in the film, because I don't want to spoil it. I thought the ending was slightly predictable, but for me personally, it didn't take me away from the film. I do agree that it could have been done a little bit differently, but it did take me away from the film. It didn't change my opinion overall. This is a fun watch. This is one that's highly recommended and definitely is my number 2 so far out of all the ones that I've reviewed for Wild Eye Week. I think it was shot well as well. Really, really well shot. I thought the angles were great. There was slightly some CGI on it towards the end of the film, and they kind of had to with what was going on. And I don't know the budget on this one, but it was really well shot. And the director actually directed Lake Dead and 13-13-13. So he had some experience. So it's only a runtime of about 70 to 75 minutes. It's not a very long film. but it's definitely worth a watch if you can get this one. I think you can get it on Hamilton Book for cheap. But anyways, guys, that is my review for Deadly Reunion. It's highly recommended, and we got one more to go. Hopefully, it'll be the best of the best. All right, guys, go support Wild Eye Releasing in their catalog, and thank you for everybody that's participating. Have a good day. Peace.